You were born in what year?
1993.
1993, and you were from a town in North Korea near the Chinese border,
Yeah, it's called the Haesan northern part of North Korea.
which is what made it even possible to even think about escaping.
Yeah.
Had you been in the center of North Korea, it would be impossible because you can't move around, correct?
You don't even know what escape means. That's not in your like vocabulary. So this is what North Korea does. They get rid of the words, like liberty, love, and escape. So revolution, we don't learn about revolution. So we don't even know what that is. And this is why it's so effective when you control the language, because you remove
So
the
really,
concept.
there's no word for escape?
No. So I did not even know that was a possible. When I was younger, I did not know. And then just one day when you're so starving looking at China, that's like, maybe I have to go there. But I did not know that was escaping. I only learned when I came to South Korea and America, they told me that was escape.
I want to talk to you about the vocabulary issue in a moment, but first a little more about your story. So whose idea was it to leave North Korea?
It was my idea, my sister's idea.
Even though you had no word for escape?
To go there, find food. That's what
Oh,
we said.
you wanted to find food.
We want to go there and then find food.
So were you able to see China from your house?
Yeah.
Oh, that you were that close.
Yeah, just one river across.
And it looked much richer?
I could literally someday smell it. Smell the ramen, like the smell. And then Chinese kids, right, in North Korea, we don't have the running water or laundry machines. We go to the river, we wash our clothes, and we bathe in the river. So when I go to the river in the bay and wash my clothes, the Chinese side of kids come out, they are all well fed and round face. They ask me like, hey there, are you hungry? And I was like, shut up, you fat Chinese, I'm not hungry, right? Like I had a pride for my nation. And then I would lie, like we are not hungry. We have nothing to envy in this country. That's what the regime told me.
That's right, of course. You were told, if I'm not mistaken, that it's the greatest country in the world.
Yeah, we had to sing a song called Nothing to Envy. Because we had
Nothing to envy.
Yeah, we had nothing to envy in this world.
Can you sing a little of it? I mean it.
Yeah.
Go
like
ahead.
It's a 하늘은 푸르고, like the sky's blue, our dear love loves us, like we have not 세상에 like there's nothing to envy in this world.
Nothing to envy.
Yeah.
Except for food, life, freedom, family, beauty, love.
Yeah.
Okay. But otherwise, nothing to envy. I would change the words. Otherwise, I would put that in. Otherwise, nothing to envy.
This is the first song you learn from your mother's birth till you die, and you sing this song.
It's very, very difficult for most people to imagine.
Yeah.
I do. I've studied it my whole life. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I know. I have a deep sense of what you're saying, of what it is like to be there. So it was your idea, not your mother's idea?
No, I mean, it was really just, we thought we would be children. We could even easily go there, maybe begging some food and then come back. And we just had no idea what even escaping was dangerous. We just knew there was guards preventing us to go there, right?
Yes.
So a lot of things were not like it thought. So North Koreans do not have a ability to think critically. So when I was there, they made us to believe that Kim Jong-il was starving like us. They said, Kim Jong-il, dear leader, is starving. And I was crying on the New Year's Eve, like, please, dear leader, get some rest and eat food. And because I was worried about them, he is going to die from exhaustion. So when I went to South Korea, they're like, he's not starving. Look at him, he's a fat guy in the picture. He's the only fat one in North Korea. But in North Korea, you don't have the critical thinking ability, so I could not see. Even on TV, seeing him every day, I still believe that he was starving while he was being so fat.
Oh, is that interesting?
Yeah.
He is the only fat man
Exactly.
in North Korea.
Absolutely.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Although he's now lost 40 pounds. Did you know that?
But still, he's 200 pounds. And I'm like...
Well, why did he lose so much weight? Do you have any idea?
I recently heard it because he's so overweight that...
He just did it. He went on a diet or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
But that is such an interesting point.
Yeah.
Poor Kim is starving too.
Yeah.
So what if he's 100 pounds overweight?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so how old were you when you had the idea of, hey, I got to get more food over the border?
It was around 13 because that's when the situation got really, really hard on us that we couldn't find really more food. And that's when I was like the last
So
thing
did you say this to your mother?
we did.
And how did she react?
I mean, she could not feed us.
Right. So did she say, good idea, let's get out of here?
No, she was not going to leave. My sister and I were going to escape, the two of us. And mom
So did
and
she
my
say
dad
to
was
you,
there.
go ahead?
She said, like, yeah, but just be careful. And
Be
during
careful, my
yeah.
God. Be
It's-
careful.
yeah.
This is not like a trip to Florida, where there are alligators.
But the thing is, like, in North Korea, death is so near. Like, you see dead bodies on the streets every day. Like, dying is not a big deal there. Like,
That's right.
it's like here,
I forgot that.
whenever I see people, like, somebody died, it's such a big funeral. Like, in North Korea, dying is almost like where somebody broke their leg, that kind of news. Okay, somebody died. And it's not a, like,
Are there
big deal.
funerals in North Korea?
If the family can, they do have, but a lot of death, we don't even know who they are. So most of
And
the
they just
funerals-
died of starvation
yeah,
or
so
disease.
just on the street, floating, dead bodies floating like around on the river, and we just don't even know who they are. It's yeah,
So at 13, how old was your sister?
16 years old.
And the two of you decide we have to go for food.
Yeah. To find
Not we
something.
have to go for freedom.
I mean, you don't know the word freedom. How do you fight? I mean, that's the thing. Like, we don't even know what that is. So we didn't fight
I
for
think
the
that's a
freedom.
very, very important thing that people know, that you didn't even hear the word.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if you don't hear a word, you don't know it.
No.
People don't realize that. So that in 100 years ago in parts of Africa, if I would say, oh, it's where I come from, it snows. What is snow? So this notion of you never heard the word, people don't realize the human being can only think about what they can think about.
Yeah.
So it was not even in your mind, oh, we'll be free. By the way, which is somewhat of a joke, because China's not free.
Yeah.
But compared to North Korea,
Of course.
there's no comparison,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
So your mother did not object. I find that fascinating.
Because we were going to die.
Because okay.
Anyway.
And did you have a father?
I did.
Did you tell him?
Yeah.
And he said the same thing? Be
Because-
careful.
Yeah. Just be
Be-
careful.
so your parents faced this choice: death by starvation, death by being killed by a Korean guard. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. So yes, I would escape. So it's North Koreans, when they escape, it's not even like Syrians or Mexicans. We don't have a map. We don't have a phone. Like, we don't have a plan. Like, it's imagine your house just caught on fire. You live in the apartment, like 10th floor. You caught on fire, right? You have no exit. What are you gonna do? The last thing you can do is jumping out of the window and see if you make it or not. That's what we do. We just jump out of the window, and if we make it, we are lucky. If we die, I mean, we're gonna die, burned to death anyway. Why do you bother? So that's the last choice we do, is that.
Right,
And
exactly.
that's why we risk our life for that.
Correct. So what did you do? Bribe a guard?
I did not know. I didn't have
Well,
money
how did you
to-
get out?
So I was about to get out, but I got sick, and then my mom took me to hospital, and the doctor said I had appendicitis. They had to remove the appendix in that afternoon, and they removed it without any anesthesia, and that's why.
Without anesthesia?
Yeah.
You were opened up without anesthesia?
That's very common. Like, they cut the bones without anesthesia. Like, it's normal practice.
Do
in
they
North Korea.
do they give you alcohol? I mean, what do they do to? I mean,
But
how could a human being be cut open and not go crazy?
you do. You lose your mind. You faint. You're like conscious so vague. So you come back is out of pain and you scream, and then you pass out. But for me, like, I don't remember even like screaming. But my mom heard like I screamed like dog that was getting killed by humans. That kind of sound. It's not even human
So
sound.
in North Korea, there's surgery but no anesthesia.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's anesthesia for Communist Party officials.
Oh, they do. I mean,
Yes.
They have everything.
They have everything.
Yeah.
Exactly right. The land of equality.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so you got better.
I did. I got out 7 days later, but my sister couldn't wait because we were really running out of food. So she left while I was in the hospital. But when she left a note under the pillow at house. So when I got out of the hospital, I found a note that my sister left saying, "Go find this lady at this address." And then as soon as I got out, I walked there with my mother in the morning and then knocked the door and asked her, "We are looking for my sister." And initially she said, "I don't know who your sister is." She was afraid that we were going to report her on her. So I was like, no, it's okay. I'm trying to go to China too. Can you help me too? And she said yes. And she's like, "You can go today." And then it's like, "Do you want to go?"
Why did this woman do it? For money?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
So you don't know even until today?
Now
you don't
I know because she sold me.
She sold you?
Yeah.
Oh, to Chinese?
As a sex slave.
As a sex slave.
That's why she helped me.
So she was making money from the Chinese?
But the thing is, do you know, she had, I think, if I don't misremember, 5 children. She sold them all.
She sold her own children?
And then she later got executed. But if she
Executed by the North Koreans?
Regime. But the thing is, if she didn't sell me, I would not be here. There's one person that I need to be grateful for, is that her.
Right. I want to make that clear. Mm-hmm. Better to be a sex slave in China than to die in North Korea.
Absolutely.
That I agree with you, by the way. I agree with you. Life is precious.
Exactly. Yeah.